Okay, I'm here with head coach Mark Hall, a 34-17 win against Barton on senior day. You guys finished the regular season 8-2 and clinch a spot in the Conference Carolinas championship game. Coach, your initial thoughts from today's victory?
Really happy for the kids. We set out back in January to give ourselves a chance to compete for a championship at the end of the year, and we were able to accomplish that today. A lot of hard work and sacrifice went into that for the guys. We started the game, didn't start it well. We made the game interesting, which was unfortunate. But I thought we played a fairly clean second half, and we found a way to get it done, and, that's all that matters. So, a credit to those guys. Like I said, these guys care, they work hard. They've been, putting the work in since January, and we're right where we wanted to be, a chance to compete for the championship.
Before all the main questions, we honored 12 seniors today. Can you just talk about this senior class?
Yeah, senior day is always bittersweet, obviously, for all the kids because it's kind of the end of one chapter for them. So you always want to try to give them a win on their way out and, hope that they can go in and play well. And, those guys, for the most part, are guys that either were willing to stick with me when I got hired here 3 years ago or guys that we brought in over the past 2 or 3 recruiting classes as transfers. So it means a lot to me that they're here as seniors and they're competing.
Coach, Jacob Robinson, obviously you guys trailed at the half, then went on to outscore them 20-0 in the second half. I'm just curious what the message was at halftime.
I thought realistically it was just a matter of us playing harder, playing with more effort and energy. I thought we were lethargic in the first half. There's just no way to put it. Obviously we had some bad plays. We turned the ball over. We had some untimely penalties. We didn't capitalize on opportunities, and Barton did. I thought it was absolutely huge for us to get the touchdown at the end of the first half and make it 17-14. I thought it was probably the biggest set of plays in the game there. But really it wasn't no magical changes. It was just let's get out there and be who we are, which is play hard, have great energy on the sideline, fix our body language. I almost felt like, we came out of the locker room to start the game. We were lethargic, like I said, but the game didn't go well, and I think the guys started to feel a little bit of pressure of like, we're not playing well, and we know what's at stake if we win or lose this game. So I thought they started to press a little bit rather than just doing what we always talk about is playing hard, fast, physical, and the plays will happen. And I think in the second half we did that, and that's why we won the game.
Thank you.
You talked about you guys set out in January to give yourself a chance at the conference championship, but even more broader than that, when you came here, this is the type of program you wanted to be that was playing meaningful games in November. So winning today and clinching that spot for the game in 2 weeks, how huge is that in the broader picture of building this program?
It's everything. I said it in my press conference 3 years ago in December of this year that we wanted to be a team that every year was competing for championships at the end and playing meaningful games. Taking over teams that are, kind of down is a hard thing. When you're taking over because the mindset isn't where it needs to be. And that's the hardest thing to change. Recruiting players is, I don't want to say easy, but you can get good players to come, especially to UNCP. But it's just changing the culture, changing the mindset, getting everybody from the coaches down to the players to buy into what it takes to win. And we've had winning seasons our first 2 years here. But I felt like in January there was a change to where we wanted to be for the first time. We had just a different energy in our team room in that first team meeting in January. I thought we brought the right kids in January in terms of transfers. A lot of those guys are making plays for us right now. Our commitment in the summer was the best it's ever been. And I think that's why we're an 8-2 football team and why we have a chance in 2 weeks to try to compete for a championship and see if we can be a playoff team.
And something that championship teams are able to do is get wins on days that maybe you're not at your best, and especially the first half. That kind of encapsulates today. So what does that say about you guys as a team?
I think it says that we have what it takes to be a championship team. Because even though we didn't play well, and even though I do think there was a little bit of pressure that was setting in, I didn't think the guys flinched. I didn't think there was like a lack of belief on the sideline. I think they knew we just needed to make a few more plays and we were going to be where we wanted to be. You know, and these guys, it's the toughest team probably I've ever had. Just from a physical perspective, a mental perspective, these guys, you know, we have a bye week next week, and I can say in the summer I was not a huge fan of having this week 10 bye, but it couldn't come at a better time for this team right now. I mean, because realistically, our football team has been in Pembroke since June 1st, working every single day with no real time off. You know, the mandatory time off that the NCAA makes us give them, but these guys have been grinding. And I think that attributed a little bit to us coming out sluggish. I think our team needs rest. We're one of the few teams in the country that has played 10 football games right now. Most teams have had their bye somewhere throughout the season. And, you know, our guys gave us everything in June and July, and then we had 3.5 weeks of camp, and we played a week 0 game against Wingate. We've played tough teams. We play physical football, and, you know, these guys, I think, you know, I told them in the locker room we're giving them Monday and Tuesday off, which is very rare. I told them they won't have lifting. They can sleep in, go to class, do whatever they need to do. And I think they've earned that.
Coach Hall, you go to North Greenville in 2 weeks. How exciting is that? Just what happened a few weeks ago, and to just kind of play for something very important.
I think that adds to it. I think it's great in a lot of ways. Obviously, North Greenville is a good football team. They beat us a couple weeks ago. We played our worst game, and they had a part in that. You know, but I think our kids will be motivated to go back down there and compete. What happened 3 weeks ago is not going to have any bearing on what happens in 2 weeks for either team. Both teams are going to have to show up on the 15th and put our best versus their best, and whoever plays the best is going to win and be the champion and play in the playoffs. And, you know, I think our guys are hungry. I think they're excited for the opportunity to compete against another good team in North Greenville for the second time. You know, and we're going to put the work in for 2 weeks and go down there and see if we can get it done.
Alrighty, that's it. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we're here with Beans Hunt. 2 carries, 22 yards today in the win against Barton. It was American Indian Heritage game. Beans, just walk us through. You had 2 carries at the end and made the most of them.
You know, one, I'm going to shout out my O-line. You know, they gave me the opportunity to get out there and do that, and I really appreciate that. Them boys don't get enough loving, but, I mean, it was just special to me. Coach Hall looked at me and was like, we're going to get you in there, and, yeah, it meant a lot to me, my family, my culture, to show out when I could. So.
What's it like putting on this jersey, you know, 78 years later after your grandfather?
Yeah, so my grandpa's dad, my great grandpa, he was on the very first football team out here, and you know, I wanted to come out here at high school. I mean, just stuff happens, and then go to Limestone. Everything happens for a reason. School shut down, and I got to come back here, and it really means a lot to me. Like I said, play for my family, and especially for him, and it means a lot to them, and they get to come out here and see me wearing their daddy's number, so it means a lot.
And then you guys we kind of talked with Coach Hall about it, but you guys get a much needed bye week. How important is that for you guys to all get your bodies rested back up and then do it all again in 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's very important. I feel like, I know, especially defense plays lights out every single game if you're paying attention. And I know them boys really need it. And, I mean, offense, like I said, even the O-line, all of them, they need to be healthy. And it's a really big game coming up, and we just, you know, we're going to get it done. And it's going to be real good these 2 weeks. So.
All right. Thank you, Beans. Okay, here with EC Atute, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, 3.5 tackles, 4 loss, and then 2 forced fumbles today. Just kind of stuffed the stat sheet. Defense played perfect second half. What was this kind of going right for you and the rest of the defense out there today?
I mean, I just knew I was going to bring energy, like, all real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just try to play lights out every single week, you know what I'm saying? And it was good that the defense was able to turn it around, you know. In the second half, we started off sluggish, you know what I'm saying? But I had faith in my guys the whole time, you know. Like, we was in the locker room chatting, like, I had faith in you, you know. Like, I'm telling everybody that. So it was good that we was able to turn it around, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Jacob Usson from the Robertsonian. The 2 forced fumbles, obviously. I'm just curious, as a defensive player, like what your strategy is when you're going to tackle a guy. Are you trying to tackle him clean, or are you really going for those forced fumbles?
Well, on the quarterback, like, I try to beat my defender. Like, assignment off
Yeah.
rip, and then like you be hearing them, they be like throw the ball. So it's like I know I got to get my arm there to try to give me a chance to get a strip sack or something like that. So like I just try to play hard every single play, you know.
Gotcha, thank
No
you.
matter what.
On the defensive line, Cam Bear had a fumble recovery. What was this like to see Cam get in there on senior day?
Man, it was nice to see Cam. He had me turned up. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was real.
And then kind of same question we had for Beans, you know, how important is this week off for you guys?
It's real important. I ain't gonna lie. Like, what? We 8-2 now, so 10 weeks going strong. Shoot, our body's a little beat up right now, so this week is gonna be real crucial for us to keep it going and keep going on this road.
Alrighty, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here with Trey Robinson, 197 passing yards, a passing touchdown, almost 100 yards rushing, had 99 of them, and a touchdown as well. A big offensive day for you guys, and another important win on the season. What was going right for you guys?
We started off sluggish, but once we get our groove, I feel like we're a really good offense, man. And I just lean on my guys. I lean on my O-line, lean on my receivers to make plays for me, and you know they make the plays. So that's all that matters.
Your first 2 drives, it was back-to-back fumbles. Just can you kind of walk us through what the offensive huddle was looking like once you guys got on the bench and just kind of talk things out?
We just know that you know turnovers are things that is all our fault. So we come on the sideline and tell the guys, you know, we believe in you, and like we got to bounce back next play, even when it's me. So like everybody believes in me, I believe in everybody. So we just know that we got to go out there and score the next drive.
Hey Trey, Jacob Husson from the Robisonian. 99 rush yards and a rushing touchdown. Another game where you're proving to be one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the entire country. Take me through like what your strategy is when running and like what helps you get that success.
One thing that I noticed with them is that they like to they were dropping back a lot of people on defense. So
Yeah.
I have to either check it down or use my feet, and you know I like to use my feet. So making those plays is good. I'm mad I was 1 yard off 100, but it's all right. I'll get it again.
Gotcha, thank you.
For the program, advancing to the championship game, what does that mean to you guys?
It means a lot to the team, man, because we put it in and day out since January. You know, these guys, they've been grinding. You know, we've been grinding ever since. So it's great to have this opportunity to be able to go get a ring on our finger.
And being able to win on a day when you guys maybe didn't have your best stuff, what does that say about you guys?
It says that we can't be denied once we had that mindset, and we just can't be denied. That's all I'm saying.
And then the one passing touchdown was to Aaron Osborne. How was it like connecting with Ozzie out there?
Yeah, it was great. I was happy for him. He made a great play for me. I didn't have to do anything. So, yeah, I'm proud of Ozzie. That's a big moment for him.
Alrighty, thank you, Trey. Here with Darrell Scott, a huge pick 6 towards the end of this game today that really put the nail in the coffin. 46-yard pick 6 for you. Yeah, how important was that? You know, you even asked this week how do you get to Postgame? So give me a pick 6. So what's it like getting that?
It feels very good to capitalize on the mistakes I made last week with dropping 2 picks against Shawan. I felt like it was my time to make a play this week, so I'm just glad we finished the season off that way.
Jacob Husson from the Robisonian. Obviously, you guys had a little bit of a shaky start defensively today, but y'all ended up pitching a shutout in the second half. I'm just curious, like, what changed in that second half? Like, did you guys see anything that you could capitalize on, or did things just come naturally?
I'm a strong believer in start strong, stay strong, finish strong. So if you don't start strong, you got to finish strong. I'm a strong believer in how you going to deal with adversity.
Right.
We men at the end of the day, so we went out there, we made our adjustments at halftime, came back out swinging.
Great.
What does it say for the program advancing to the conference championship game?
It's a different level type of focus for this game. I don't really want to get into the win and how we won and stuff like that. My mind focused on November 15th.
When's the last time you scored a touchdown?
Haven't scored a touchdown all my collegiate career.
How about high school?
I scored 2.
And then kind of just through practice week, Barton had a lot of tall receivers. Obviously, we have a lot of short, speedy receivers. But what was it like kind of preparing for those types of guys? You guys seem to have adjusted as the game went on, but you know, what was it like preparing for tall receivers like that?
I would say when we came out, we was being a little bit too passive, playing all technique. But when we switched up the technique, playing a little bit on press, stuff like that, it became easier. Like Q said, we didn't come out and practice full speed this week because of the weather. That's something we're going to have to change. But it's all about keeping your mental there.
All right, enjoy the bye week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All righty, here with Hugh Kennedy. Another solid performance for you. 6 catches, 79 yards. Almost got a touchdown. But all in all, another solid day for you. You know, what was this kind of going right for you?
Trey was moving around, and I was just following him around, just trailing him. He making the play.
You guys are playing up with your backs up against the wall for a little bit. You know, how are you guys able to just kind of dig out of that hole and obviously come out with a big win?
Yeah, we came out flat. Coach told us we probably was gonna come out flat because we ain't practiced full speed all week because it was raining. The field was muddy, so we really couldn't practice fast all week. So he told us we probably was gonna come out flat. Got on us in the locker room. We came out ready.
All right, Q, Jacob Wesson from the Robinson. 6 catches, 79 yards today. Another game with a lot of receptions, a lot of yards. You've been having these performances all season. I'm just curious, like what your mindset is heading into every single game that allows you to get these kind of big games.
My mindset heading into the game is just get open and trust that everybody else gonna do their job. I just do my job, get open, make myself available.
Gotcha, thank you.
What does this say for the program advancing to the championship game?
Yeah, this big, man. This is what we've been working for. We break down on champs. We've been doing that since week 1. So this big for us.
Gotcha.
And then Q, this past Monday we had the Lumbee tribe come in and perform a saging and a traditional dance. You seem to really embrace it. What was that kind of like just on Monday and then obviously rolling into today for American Competitors game?
That was fun, man. I never seen nothing like that before. That was fun. I was ready to, when I scored. If they ain't say I didn't score, I was ready. I was gonna get up and do the dance.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Q.
Appreciate it.